Hey guys, welcome back to Shelf Life Extension. I'm Alexis, and today I'm going to be doing the time of day book tag. I was tagged by Keely over at A Bibliophile's Journey. She is pretty awesome. I love her. She was actually one of the booktubers that I started watching around the same time that I started my channel, so I think you all should check her out and subscribe to her. She's super fun, she's super funny, and she always has a lot to say, and she is very much into indie books and horror and like sci-fi, fantasy, and just like a whole bunch of other types of books that I generally don't read. And she always makes me want to go out and try and get into these types of books. So I'm gonna link her channel below and her video, and you guys should go check her out and subscribe, and that would be awesome. So anyways, yep, as you could already guess, there's gonna be questions related to certain times of the day and activities that you do throughout the day with bookish questions and things. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I hope you all enjoy. Question number 1 is time to wake up. A book that opened your eyes to a genre you didn't previously read. And for the most part, I'm gonna pick The Winter Sea by Susanna Kearsley, mainly because I never really ventured into historical fiction or really just like more generalized adult fiction anyway. So this kind of segued me into that and into that subcategory, and is very much made me interested in not only the rest of Susanna Kearsley's novels, as you know, but simply just like exploring more within the adult fiction lit of novels and reading. So yeah, I gotta hand it to The Winter Sea. Susanna Kearsley, she is bae. Question number 2, no time for breakfast, which I cannot do. I need to eat or else I get sick. Hypoglycemic. Yay. A book that has been sitting on your shelf for ages. And I'm gonna pick Silence by Becca Fitzpatrick. This is the 3rd book in the Hush Hush saga. I read the first 2 so long ago, and then you know how like sometimes bookstores just don't have the book that you're looking for. They have every other book except the one that you're looking for. That was always the case with this one, and finally they had it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna grab it, and then it just sat on my shelf, never to be read. So eventually I'm gonna get to this, you know, eventually, but I don't plan on it really necessarily anytime soon unless I do some sort of like bookathon, readathon thing that's like read all your TBR or books that's been sitting on your shelves or something. So yeah. If you haven't read the series, it's kind of cool, you know. I personally kind of like it. It does get kind of cheesy and weird at times, but for the most part, I just personally really like stories about angels. So, angels, it's fun, but I hate his name. His name is Patch. What the fuck? Question number 3, time to travel to work, which is what I'm gonna do once I'm done with this video. A book you read whilst traveling, and that's gonna go to In the Woods by Tana French. I got this when I was at the airport on my way to New Hampshire, I think. Yep, so bought it in the airport, read it on the plane to and from, finished it, and yeah, it's pretty good. This was kind of like my first really adult mystery thriller kind of book read, and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't amazing for me. It was pretty good. I'm interested in getting the rest of her novels because I really liked her writing and kind of like her whole, the way she set up things, but yeah, this guy. It's about a detective in Ireland who is looking for a murderer of children. Yeah, fun stuff. Okay, question number 4. You've had a hard time at work. Yeah. I have had a hard time at work because I'm brand new and everybody's up and quitting, and it's freaking me out. You've had a hard time at work. A book you struggled to get through, and I'm gonna change that to struggling to get through because I wanna mention this. Falling Kingdoms. I am buddy reading this with Mike from Slice with Mike, and I am legit about almost pretty much halfway through, maybe a little bit off, and I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it, you guys. I hate the characters right now, and I'm praying that they get better. But I mean, halfway into a book and I don't like any of the characters or what's happening, that kind of says a lot. So yeah, I really don't want to pick up this book again, but I will at some point. I'll finish this by the end of the month, but just not feeling it. Not feeling it, guys, which is making me very sad. Question number 5, lunchtime. A quick and easy read. Gonna have to give it to The Laughing Corpse by Laurel K. Hamilton. You know, the 2nd in the Anita Blake series, because obviously tiny books for now, they get bigger later on, but 2nd in the series. Love Anita Blake. It was quick, easy to get through, enjoyed all of it, and I have the 3rd book on order, and I already bought the 4th book again, so yes. Question number 6, time for your performance review. A book you bought because of a review you read or watched. And straight up, that's gonna be Soulless by Gail Carriger. This is the first book that I can legitimately think of that I straight up went out and bought because I watched someone on YouTube talk about it. And that was Lindsay from Lindsay Ray. Yes, and yes. So, Soulless, Parasol Protector. It's fine. fun stuff. Question number 7, Time to Travel Home. A book that follows a character on some kind of journey. And I'm gonna throw it back to The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I read this way back in 2011? Yeah, that seems about right. No, it doesn't actually. 2012. And so it's about this kid who lives on a planet, right? That was colonized by people, settlers, right? And on this planet, everybody can hear each other's thoughts, right? So all guys, but it's only guys. And what happens is this kid named Todd finds a girl and he notices that he can't hear her thoughts, and he's like, why can't I hear your thoughts, but you can hear mine, and craziness. And then the mayor of the little colony that he lives in is out to get them, and so it's about them, you know, trying to figure out, you know, find answers and warn the settlers that are coming that shit's going down and shit's getting weird. So I very much enjoyed this. I remember really enjoying this when I read it. I bought the first book for Shelby. I don't think she ever read it, but it reminded me of The Walking Dead a lot, except not zombies. Except kind of, but not. Yes, if that sounds interesting to you, you should pick this up. It's a fun read, I really enjoyed it, but I did remember I didn't very much like the romance thing that was in here, but for the most part, the whole concept and the idea and the storyline was actually really cool, that I really enjoyed it. So if you haven't read this, you should. Question number 8, Dinner Time and Conversation. A book you don't hear people talk about much, but you loved. And that's gonna be Fae Fever by Karen Marie Moning. I read this again back in high school. This is totally Shelby's book. It is very much like Anita Blake and the Southern Vampire series, you know, very urban fantasy. It's about a girl who goes to Dublin to find and kind of solve the mystery of her sister's murder, and there she comes across the Fae folk, and craziness ensues, and they're after her, and she's after them, and craziness. It's a lot of fun. It gets weird, it gets kind of crazy, but it's a goodie. It's a fun one. I do definitely want to reread this at some point, so there's this one. Question number 9, Time to zone out in front of the TV. Your favorite book that has been turned into a movie or a TV series. Question number 10, Bedtime. The book that is currently on your nightstand, and that is gonna be Changeless by Gail Carriger, which is the second book in the Parasol Protectorate series. I am about halfway-ish through, using your bookmark, Annie, hey hey. And got a couple things tabbed out, and yeah, it's fun stuff. I have this one along with Fallen Kingdoms, but these two definitely sit there, and it's fun stuff. I love it. And then question number 11, Nighttime. A book you couldn't put down, so you stayed up way too late reading. I'm gonna throw it back to Graceling by Kristen Kishore. I really enjoy this series. It's a companion series, so each book is from a different point of view and a different point in time. Definitely, Graceling is super fun. If you haven't read much of YA fantasy, this is a great point to start. It has a very strong female protagonist who is super awesome, and I super enjoy her. And the whole society and the magic system and everything is really cool. The whole dynamic is fun. I really enjoy this. And I remember when I first got this, it was like eye-opening because I honestly think this is probably one of those first books of YA fantasy that I really kind of dived in after I took a break from reading during high school. So definitely this is a good one. It follows a society of people who have graces, and that means they have particular powers. And it follows a girl named Katsa, who is the niece to the king. She is also his assassin, kind of, because her grace is the grace of killing. She is just really good at killing people, so she kind of just takes up that position. He's her only family, so really what can she do? And it's just about her kind of struggling with that, coming to terms with that, and you know, like why she is actually doing this and all that good stuff. Self-discovery. It's fun stuff. It's a very good book. I really enjoy it and I suggest it. And that is it for this tag. I'm sorry if there wasn't much to it or if I'm kind of talking too fast. It's been a hectic week. Yeah, so I'm supposed to be working part-time. I am kind of working part-time-ish right now, as in I'm working more than part-time because we had 2 people up and quit at work the other day. The person who just got hired at the same time that I did decided to not, to call in and say he wasn't gonna show up anymore. And then we had someone just not show up or call anything, so we had to switch around the schedules. So I've been picking up a lot of schedules and hours, which is nice because hey, that's money and that helps with Disney World later in the year. But holy geez, like going full-time and then then some to nothing after the military for like 8 months to what I thought was just gonna be part-time, but then it's actually kind of picking up a lot. It's a lot to take for me, particularly being full-time school as well, and school just starting again this week. So it's hectic, it's crazy, and I wanted to film this video so that I could get it up on Monday. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't, you know, obviously leave comments down below. I'll be happy to talk to you and reply. And please go and check out Keely. She is awesome and I love her, and I'll check you guys out later. Bye. Types of books and Calypso! Cut it out. I'm not a mean mom, I swear. Not today, maybe, probably not tomorrow. Absolutely not tomorrow. I have homework to do. So